What's the weirdest thing your partner does that you've just accepted? My girlfriend Emma changes all her passwords to match her dad's birthday every single month. I thought it was cute at first, daddy's girl thing, but then I noticed she never talks about him. Ever. When I ask about family dinners or childhood memories, she just changes the subject real quick. Emma's been living with me for 8 months now. She moved in after her mom died in a car accident. Her dad was supposedly too broken up about it to take care of her, so she came to stay with me instead. I'd never met the guy, but Emma always said he was protective, maybe too protective. She'd joke about how he never let her date anyone until she turned 18. Every time I suggested visiting him or having him over for dinner, Emma would get this weird look in her eyes. She'd say he was still grieving, that he wasn't ready to meet anyone new. I stopped asking after a while because it clearly upset her. Last Tuesday, Emma had to work late at the diner. I was home alone, cleaning out some old boxes from her stuff, when I found this diary wedged between some textbooks. It wasn't locked or anything, just sitting there like she forgot about it. I know I shouldn't have opened it, but something about those password changes and her weird behavior made me curious. The first few pages were normal teenage stuff, complaining about school, talking about friends, typical 17-year-old drama, but then I got to an entry from 2 years ago that made my blood run cold. Dad installed cameras in my room again. He says it's for my safety, but I caught him watching the footage late at night. When I confronted him, he got angry and said I was being ungrateful. He reminded me that boys only want one thing, and that he's protecting me from making mistakes. I flipped through more pages. Each entry got worse. Her dad checking her phone every night, following her to school, making her come straight home after classes. But the entry that really got to me was from last year. Dad said if I ever bring a boy home, he'll hurt both of us. He showed me his gun collection and said he's not afraid to use it. I believe him. Sometimes I catch him staring at me in ways that make my skin crawl. Mom pretends not to notice, but I see her flinch when he touches me. My hands were shaking as I read the last entry, dated just 3 days after her mom's supposed accident. Mom didn't die in a car crash. Dad killed her because she threatened to call the police about what he's been doing to me. He made me help him stage the accident. He said if I ever told anyone the truth, I'd end up just like her. I have to get out of here, but I'm scared he'll find me. I heard Emma's key in the lock and quickly shoved the diary back where I found it. When she walked in, she looked exhausted and worried. She kept checking her phone and looking out the window like she was expecting someone. Everything okay? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. She nodded, but I could see the fear in her eyes. Just tired. Long shift. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about those diary entries, about how Emma flinches whenever someone touches her unexpectedly, about those monthly password changes. The next morning, while Emma was in the shower, I called the police. I told them everything. About the diary, about Emma's strange behavior, about her dad who supposedly existed but never showed up. The detective I spoke to said they'd been looking for Emma for months. Her real name isn't Emma, it's Jessica, and she's been missing since her mother's death. Her father had reported her as a runaway, playing the grieving widower whose daughter couldn't handle her mother's death. He'd been searching for her, posting fake missing person flyers, even hiring a private investigator, all while knowing exactly why she ran. When Emma got out of the shower, I sat her down and told her I knew the truth. She broke down immediately, sobbing about how she thought he'd find her, how she'd been changing her passwords to his birthday because she was terrified he was monitoring her accounts somehow. The police arrested her father that afternoon. They found evidence in his house that backed up everything in the diary. Photos, videos, recordings. Emma's testimony, combined with what they discovered, was enough to charge him with murder and years